So as you'll see in this video, I'll be pretty pissed off because I realized that the recordings went away for whatever reason. The mic was not working particularly well, so I had to remake the video. So you'll see me be pretty pissed off about it. Let it go. You'll see me more happy with the next videos that are gonna come out this week. Thank you for watching, guys.
We're back and live from the beach. It's all good times for tan lines from here on out, and it's things.
So we're gonna start with the best. I'm gonna leave the worst at the end because there's only 4 of them. So let me get right into it. I think the best we have to start with, arguably probably the best rookie of the group of the year, which is Triple S. I think when they announced this group originally, I thought, concept-wise it could be interesting because doing the unit thing based on sales could be interesting. You can create a certain fidelity towards that group, a community of people that support that unit, and then develop a fan base from there. But I think musically they've also done very good. Even though they've done different things, they've done them all at a relatively good level. I still don't like the NFT concept. I think they should remove that. I think it's pretty much outdated at this point, and it's something that I wouldn't necessarily put too much focus on if I was the company, honestly. But I mean, it depends on the way they want to go for it. Musically, they're very good, and I think they already released, a lot of really, really good songs in a very organic manner. I think also that's very important. There's been a growth, but not like a super exponential growth. So I really like Triple S. They could be like the 80s of this generation. It could be very interesting to see. Next is Limelight. I think Limelight, probably out of the better ones, is the one that had the weaker year, simply because I think that even though I like their style, I like the way they sound, and I like the fact that probably they're the only group that really stands out in terms of being quite different from everyone else. But I think for Limelight specifically, it was very hard for them to keep it consistent in a year where other rookie groups were releasing a lot. So they had their debuts, I think they had even a second single or release other songs in the meantime, and they were fine, but not as strong as their debut. And I think, again, like I said, I like this group. I think they're fun. I think they're different, but they still have that extra step to go to I think, compared to these other groups that I think are already 2 or 3 steps ahead. Partially because they're already in established companies or companies that have done that specific thing right. So because I don't know where Limelight is, let me check. Limelight. Yeah, they're under a company I've never heard of. So yeah, I definitely want to check what they're gonna do and how they are. Next is Seekers. I really like them. When they announced their debut originally, I thought, oh, they're gonna be like an 80s clone. They really aren't, honestly. The rapping sections are very good. The rappers are very good. I think the productions are fun. They definitely experiment more than 80s do in terms of even inside of a song. That there's more change of productions, more changes of style. They seem to want to play more on this group because they're not their main group in terms of the company. In terms of KQ, they're more, I think, okay with changing and doing different things instead of kind of like being basic the way they've been doing it with 80s. And also being a rookie group allows them to be a little bit different. So yeah, they're good, and I think they have a lot of potential. Hopefully the company does a good job with them. Except Kiss of Life, I think this is probably the biggest surprise of this year. I really like the way they moved in terms of approaching the girls in terms of solo artists, and they had them do stuff together, and the music is fun. I think the music is actually quite high quality. It's different from what some other girl groups do, because even though they are in a sense a group that is a descendant of groups like Blackpink, they've been able to be different and be, I think, themselves without having to copy a lot of the trends that made this BB very popular. So yeah, I think they're another group I really look forward to this year and see what they're gonna do. Zero Base One. I think Zero Base One is the one where I'm least confident in terms of where they're gonna go going forward, because while I think they're very good and I think they already are established in terms of what they're gonna do with them, the problem with these groups that are made through shows and stuff like that is that you tend to actually kind of like do the thing and do it forever until the period you have to work with this group ends. But they're fresh and they're fun. I've used the word fun a lot this video, but they are like every other group here, and they have a definite I think aesthetic, production wise specifically, which I think is very important in this industry, specifically right now where everybody tends to be very similar in that sense. And then you have Riot, probably the most different group in terms of music style here with Limelight, but I would say that what surprised me with Rise is the fact that SM kind of went back to their roots in terms of having a group that they experiment with a lot musically. vocally, they do very very interesting stuff. Hopefully they keep doing it. And again, they're also not a group that have the intention of making them the biggest like they did with NCT or EXO in the past, but they seem to be really focused on the actually bring very very different and interesting music, which is what I think SM really needs, considering the fact that they also, I think in recent memory specifically, try to kind of fall in line, which I don't think it's really their style in general. Then I want to put these two groups together, which are Young Posse and Baby Monster. I think they're very similar, but they're different at the same time. I think Baby Monster is meant to be the next big thing, and they will be the next big thing, regardless of how people on the internet want to make it seem. Obviously, they are very popular and they're growing popularity. In terms of Young Posse, I want them to be the alternative, something very different, something so out there that they don't even resemble anything like in the industry. I think it's very, very hard for them, considering people became so used to 3 or 4 styles that once you go so far on the left that the people tend to not really like it. I hope they actually get better and like making music, and people actually grow with them and actually start enjoying that style of music, and they don't feel the need to change to kind of like focus with everybody else. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the worst. I think in terms of the worst, we have XIN or XIN, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, they're pretty bad. I think, you know what I said about Kiss of Life, even being a Blackpink like continuation, doing something different. XIN just doesn't copy and paste, and they're just not that good. The music is not that good. Everything just doesn't work the way it's supposed. So I think this is overall a very very bad year for them, and hopefully next year will be better. But this was a terrible rookie debut for them. I would say similarly Lunade. Everything they released I thought was pretty subpar and very very, I think, below average on a year where I think the genre was really really good overall. Then we have Evan. Even though I've enjoyed a bunch of Evan's songs, I still think they're not where they're supposed to be. Like, you can't release an album the way they did it of that level, and I think their B-sides specifically leave a lot to be desired. Their singles are solid, but those B-sides are really really bad. With Horizon, I just think they're terrible overall. I just think they have no real redeeming qualities. Music is bad, production is bad, vocally they're not good, the choruses are bad. They really really did a terrible job with this group, I think, overall, front to back. And these were it for the worst and the best rookie groups of this year. Tell me what you guys think, which were your best rookie groups of this year and your worst. Let me know in the comments, and see you next video. Thank you for watching.